Hi there, hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson I will teach you how to find sum of geometric series. Of course, there is a PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. First one, to find the sum of this series, so we need to work out how many terms there are in this series first. So we know the last term of this series is 3.75. So this is t of n. So we need to find the value of n first of all, so that we can find out how many terms there are in this series. Then we can find the sum of this series, okay? So first of all, because in geometric series, so we know that t of n is a r power of n with minus 1. So this is the rule. So now what I do, I just need to work out how many terms there are first by using a r power of n minus 1. So Tn is 3.75. So let me just write it down here. So 3.75 is equal to a, and we have a here. This is a. A is 240. So 240. Then we need to find the common ratio, that is r. So the common ratio is t of 2 over t of 1, or t of 3 divided by 2 if you like. So let me just use t3 divided by t2. So t3 is 60, okay? And then t of 2 is 120. So we divide by 120. So there you go. So I can just simplify this. 6 over 12 is give me a half. So there you go. So the common ratio is a half. So we times by a half power of n minus 1. So now to solve for this, so I just divide it by both sides by. So I divide this by 240, and this is 240. So this cancel out. So now on the right hand side is a half power of n minus 1. Let me just write this down first. A half power of n minus 1. And on the left hand side, I just use calculator. So just go 3.75 over or divided by 240. There you go. I just press the SD button. 1 over 64. So therefore, this is 1 over 64. But then we need to solve this by either using log law, or I can just use index law, because 64 is actually 2 power of 6. Let's check it out. So I just go 2 power of 6. So there you go, 64. So this here on the left hand side, 1 over 2 power of 6, which is 1 over 2 power of n minus 1. So from index law, we know that 1 power of 6 is also equal to 1. So in another word, 1 over 2 power of 6 is exactly the same as 1 power of 6 to power of 6. And from index law, this is exactly the same as 1 over 2 power of 6. So there you go. So on this side here, I just write 1 over 2 power of 6, which is 1 over 2 power of n minus 1. So now because the base the same, so therefore the index must be the same as well. So in another word, 6 is equal to n minus 1, because the base both are the same. So that means index must be the same. So that is 6 is equal to 1 minus n minus 1. Then what I do, I just move 1 on the other side, become plus. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Otherwise, 7 minus 6 is 1, right? So you got therefore n is 7. So we know that in this series here, there are 7 terms. So we just need to find the sum of first 7 terms. And we know that r is less than 1. So this means that we have to use this formula here. Let me just write this down. So S of n equal a 1 minus r power of n. Because r is between negative 1 and 1, we have to use this formula. If more than 1 or less than negative 1, we use r power of n minus 1 instead of my 1 minus r power of n. Okay, keep that in mind. So of course, this is 1 minus r as well. So there you go. So now we know that A is 240 and R is a half, and we need to find sum of first seven terms. Okay, so that's what we need to do. So now I just substitute that into the formula. So that will give me A is 240, 1 minus R is a half, or you can write 0.5, doesn't really matter. So power of n is 7. And then 1 minus R, which is 0.5. So there you go. So now what I do, I just put that on the calculator. So I just go, so fraction 240, bracket 1 minus 0.5 power of 7. Close bracket. And 1 minus 0.5. So there you go. 476.25. So 476.25. There you go. Please pause the video and try this one yourself. Hi there, I'm back. How do you go? So let me go to it with you, okay? Before I do that, please do not forget to give me a thumb up and subscribe if you haven't done so you can help me to grow my channel. So let's get into it. So first of all, we don't know how many terms there are in this series, right? So what we need to do is we need to work out the n value. That is how many terms in this series. So we know that this is the last term, that is t of n. And the rule for t of n for geometric series is a r power of n minus 1. So first of all, we know that a is 75. And then r is the common ratio. So the common ratio is the second term over the first term, or the third term over the second term, if you like. I just use term 2 over term 1. That will do 75. So I can just simply simplify by divide this by 5. So that gives me 6. And the bottom divided by 5. That gives me 15. Of course, I can simplify this further. So which is divided by 3. Give me 2 over 5. Otherwise, you can just simply put that on your calculator. It does it for you, okay? So we have the common ratio and the first term. So we work out the value of n by using this formula here. So we just substitute that in. Tn is 192 over 625 is equal to A is the first term, 75, times by R is 2/5, power of n minus 1. So what I do now is I just divide by 75 on the left hand side and the right hand side, okay? Divide by 75. So that cancel out. So on the left hand side, I just put that on the calculator. So I just go 192 over 625 and we divide by 75. So there you go. So 64 over 15,625. So let me just write this down. So 64 over 15625. That is equal to 2 over 5 over power of n minus 1. Of course, you can by solving this by using log law, or you can use indices skill to sort this out. Okay, whichever way you like, doesn't really matter. Let me just quickly use log law. Okay, just quickly do it. So I take logs by e, that is ln, or you can log by 10, of course. 64 over 15625 is equal to ln of 2 over 5 n minus 1. So what I do now is for n minus 1, I bring it in front by using log law, because log of a power m log of a. So there you go. So now on the left hand side, ln of 64 over 15625 is equal to n minus 1 ln of 2 over 5. So there you go. So what I do now is I divide by ln of 2/5 and divide by ln of 2/5. So that should cancel out. So now just put on a calculator. So I just go ln of the answer, that is 64 over 15625 if you like, and we divide by ln of 2/5, so 2 divided by 5 will do quicker. So there you go, that is 6. So 6 is equal to n minus 1. So now n is 7. So therefore n is 7. So now we need to find the sum of the 7 terms in this series here. Okay, so let me just write this down. So first of all, A is 75 and R is 2/5 and R is 2/5. And because R is between -1 and 1, so we have to use this formula here. Okay, S of n is A 1 minus R power of n over 1 minus R. So if R is greater than 1 or less than -1, so we use A R power of n minus 1 over R minus 1 instead. Okay, so keep that in mind. So because it's between -1 and 1, we use this formula here. So A is 75, 1 minus R, R is 2/5, so 2 over 5, and power of n is 7, because we already found it in here. So now what I do, I just over 1 minus 2/5. So there you go. So I just put that on a calculator. So I just go 75 brackets 1 minus bracket again 2 over 5 close bracket power of 7. And don't forget, we need to close bracket one more time over 1 minus 2/5. So there you go, 124.7952. So just round up to 2 decimal places we do. So 124.80. So that is equal to 124.80. So there you go. I hope you got it correct. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.